Hey, good morning, guys. We are down here in Arkansas. We got a little bit of rain down here, but we came down here to escape all the heavy rains in Missouri. We was going to do some stuff up there, but decided we was going to come down here instead. We are about an hour south of Mountain Home, and we come to try this little place I had found called Dewey Canyon. Haven't heard much about it. I just saw it on my map and wanted to try it out, but we decided that we're going to come. It was a pretty good little hike down here, not too bad, but pretty good little distance, especially when it's raining and wet. But we're going to see if we can find this place, and then we are going down and doing Mirror Lake around Blanchard Springs and everything down there. So I think it's going to be a very pretty day, chasing some waterfalls and some other scenic areas, and hopefully we don't get soaking wet, but we'll see what happens. So thanks for being with us, and stay tuned, and we're going to show you all kinds of pretty things today. Look at that, guys. Wow. That goes way down in there. Got a waterfall coming off right there. Cut out here. It's pretty cool. Well, Steve, was it worth it? Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Got that big shelter in the rock here. Waterfall there. I guess they went down over there, huh? I'm trying to do the hard way. Yep. Damn it, slick. Alright, I just showed you guys what not to do when you're trying to film a waterfall. Always remember the rocks underneath are slick, and you'll bust your butt like I did if you ain't careful. But it's part of it. We got this cave up here. If I can make it over there without falling, we're gonna go check out. Okay. Ooh, that's a muddy mess. That's why I said wear good rubbers today. Yeah, I definitely don't want to fall here.
Holy shit, though.
Yeah. See, this is keeping on this.
Well worth it.
Yeah. You can see that waterfall over there from here a little bit. Alright guys, check out this cave. Wow.
I'll come up here.
Well, that goes up here. Alright guys, well, looks like you can walk that way a little farther, but I'm not sure how to get in that canyon. I'm gonna have to research this place more and maybe come back when things are a little drier and for something to figure out how to get to the bottom. But still, nonetheless, it was definitely worth the stop. Didn't take us long to get down here too bad. It definitely one of the worst hikes we've done, but other than busting my butt at the waterfall, it's not been bad. But we're gonna get out of here, make our way back to the Jeep and get on up the road. It decided to pour down rain on the way back off of that trail, so we got pretty drenched. Luckily I bought another hat, but I didn't have a rain jacket or anything. Everybody else did, which is good on them, not smart on me. But that was a beautiful area where you're there's a lookout tower up here too, a little ways, but with it raining up here, we're not going to stop there. We'll come back here another time, and I think there's a little bit more hiking to do down there in that area to get to the bottom, but everything is pretty grown up right now, so it'd been hard to see anyway. So that might be something to do in the fall when the leaves drop and everything else. So we're going to get up the road. We're going to try to make our way a little farther south and get out of this rain and go down to Blanchard Springs and see what we can come up with down in that area. So stay tuned. So we driving down this little road Steve brought us down to, and got this cool swinging bridge, and then behind us, ain't that pretty? where that water runs there, man, if it was summertime, I'd be swimming in that, because that's real deep right there and very pretty. So we're gonna go check this swinging bridge out. And look at that down there, guys. Could you imagine swimming in that? Wow. Alright guys, what you think about that? I love these old bridges, but man, when you got pretty scenery such as this, it just makes it even better. I definitely want to come camp and swim here. I'm gonna have to bring the kids down here. They'd love this area. So that water is just freaking amazing, to say the least. But I'm gonna get a couple pictures and then we're gonna get the road and see what all kind of amazing stuff we can find. I couldn't have moved that up about another 100 foot, so you got a better place to turn around.
No kidding.
Well, looks like...
Well, I guess we'll have to go the long way around and find a good place to turn.
Alright. What we got down this road, and they have got it roped off, we can only assume that it's because of all the runoff from the rains and all that stuff, because there's a few places in the road back there that was pretty washed out, you could say. But you think down there at the campground they would have had this roped off down there instead of getting 2 miles up the road before they done it. But
I'm gonna do a 75-point turn.
yeah. So anyways, yeah, like Jenna said, we're doing a 75-point turn on this big hill.
Not really. I did it in 3.
We'll call it 75 for bragging rights. But anyways, but still a very beautiful view. But we're turned around and we're gonna have to take the long way around now, so yeah, we'll see. We were backtracking back out of here, and I just happened to look off here and found this, what looks to be a cave with water coming out of it. I looked on the map and it doesn't show it being private property, so it shows it still being state forest. So I gotta walk up here and see what this is. This is amazing. And this, the Jeep is way up there. I had to hike down that to get to it, but that is what I do. Not everybody is as nutty as me. Oh yeah, I got a waterfall up here. Look at that, guys. It's not really a cave like I thought it was, but still nonetheless. got a waterfall. All right, well, it was pretty cool. It was, in my opinion, definitely worth tracking down that trail, but I think it puts us a little farther behind what we wanted to be. But hey, you run across stuff, you just got to stop while you take the opportunity. But this is pretty awesome. Well, we made it to a place called Gunner Pool Recreation Area, and there is a cool old bridge down here that we wanted to check out, and then also a waterfall. So we are going to go down here and peep it out.
Oh, I thought Steve went down that way. Well, I told him wrong.
That's a nice
He was
shirt there,
already
by the
down
way.
there by the time I got there. Ow.
Jim hurt.
Yeah, here,
Oh,
here.
shit.
Let me get it. Ow! Good Lord.
Good Lord, look at the thorns on them things. Yeah. I think I got 5 puncture wounds in my stomach. Lord of mercy. Yeah, look at that, guys. Man-made, but it's still pretty. And right up there, we got a camp spot, the campground. How pretty that is. Built in 1931. Beautiful bluff line lookout. Looks like there's a little rock shelter or something over there. Oh, pretty photos of it. This don't zoom in is the only problem. Like, it takes great footage, but it doesn't zoom. So, what you guys think about bridges? I like old historic bridges, and it always helps when there's beautiful scenery behind them. We got some cool ones at home, but usually it's like the bridge is the only thing that's really the cool part. Everything else around it's like the. especially when you get up northern Missouri. But man, down here, and I tell you what, I've not had the opportunity to do many out west, but I've been out West Virginia, all in that Appalachians and stuff, and been to some bridges out there, and I mean, some of those are pretty amazing. But anyway, love old historic bridges. Hope you guys do too. But this campground is pretty amazing. If you're a campground person, it's definitely a good place, swimming area for the kids and stuff. But yeah, I think we're going to go see what else we can find. Alright guys, we made it down to Blanchard Springs, and this is actually the first time I have ever been down here. Jen has been down here when she was a kid, when we lived in West Plains. But you know, you're in an awesome spot even when the parking lot is beautiful. But there's a lot of good stuff here. We're going to see some waterfalls, some caves, and there was some tornado damage on the way in here, so there may be some areas that we don't get to do, possibly because of storm damage. But we will see what all we can do. But like I said, just here in this parking lot, I mean, you got this bluff line right here, and then check this out right here. And you got that cool rock bridge for that. But anyways, let's go see what all cool stuff we can find. Think of that. That's kind of like when we went down to Lost Valley and had the waterfall coming out of the cave there. There's like 3 of these that I know about. One's like I don't remember the other one. I'll put it down below. But anyways, this is pretty amazing. Here we got some white people petroglyphics. Half Mile Cave. you guys can see, we're at Mirror Lake. This is probably the highlight of the whole place that you see a lot of photos. It's got a waterfall comes off of it and everything, and we're gonna walk around and see what it beholds. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's some old mill ruins down there. I think we'll walk down there and get a closer look and see if we can get down there to it. Alright, so there is a big cave down here that I guess we're going to go see about looking at, but the road was closed. I'm assuming probably storm damage, so we're going to make the walk down there and see what we can find. Now check this out, guys. It's like a, see a little cut out there in the rock. Looks like it would have been a pretty campground down here, but between the storms and the floods, it's tore it up pretty good, I guess, so they've got it closed down. What'd you do? See a chipmunk? You got Dr. Doolittle down there talking to something. Look at those bluff lines, guys. That's awesome. Oh, like an amphitheater? And then you got the cave up here. It's more like a shelter, but still cool nonetheless. Yeah. Check out that bluff.
The deer have been all over in here. There's all deer tracks.
I see him. Lord of mercy. I guess if I was a deer, I'd probably hang out here too, especially if it's pouring rain. Probably taking advantage of it since there's nobody down here camping and stuff. Alright guys, well there's that, and that's about everything we're going to do here in Blanchard Springs. They got a big giant cave. You can do a cave tour that you buy tickets and stuff for. I think we're going to come back and do that another time. I've always been curious to see that, but we're going to make the hike back up the road to the Jeeps, and we got a old swinging bridge we're going to go check out, and then probably make our way back up to Calico Rock and look at some big overlooks and stuff before we head out. So stay tuned. Now, I'm back one more time in typical fashion. Curiosity got the best of me and Steve, and we brought ourselves on around the bluff here, and we found a opening there, and then we found this. This one, we thought we were done. I bet that's real pretty when that's flowing. Wow. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we just walk down the creek here. All right, we are done now, so we are now going to walk back and then go up to that swinging bridge and go get us something to eat and see what we can find on the way home. Place called City Rock Bluff. It's just outside of Calico Rock, Arkansas. Haven't been here either. I've heard about it. Our friends Justin and Melissa has told us quite a bit about it because they live down in this area. So we were down here and thought we would stop and check it out and maybe get some good drone footage. But Very scenic bluff. So let's take a look at it. Be a long leap to make it through the water, or break something when you hit the water. But it's definitely a beautiful view. I'm not going to say, like I usually do, that it's my new favorite, but definitely pretty. So Jenna's laughing at me because usually when we go to bluffs and overlooks, every time we go to a new one, it's one of my new favorites. But I don't know. It's definitely not like Whitaker Point and everything, but it's definitely cool. I could see where the locals would really dig this spot. I wouldn't want to party here. I wouldn't want to drink and fall off. But anyways, we're going to go into town. There's an old historic jail we're going to look at and some old historic buildings. And I think we got a couple more things there before we head back, so stay tuned.
This is the old ghost town.
So this is Calico Rock, Arkansas, and this town is one of those. There is two parts to it. There's an old ghost town part, which we're going to look around, that basically does not exist anymore, and then you cross the bridge and there's a newer part of town that was been built sometime years later. That's where everybody's at now. So but right now we are in the old original jail, and we're going to show that to you guys, and then a couple of these old buildings and old bridges.
Well, we can go in there. Just right around here. We'll drive around.
See any ghost?
No, but I don't want to go in there. There's the bottom.
Oh yeah. What's that say? $5 phone
For talking to prisoners.
Oh, there's an old toilet down there. You can see the hole. Hello. Still the old jail door there. Old feed store. Pretty cool. I don't think I'd want to walk on that. Yeah. From this side. Well, you can still smell the pine tar and stuff or whatever it is in that wood. Yeah. Definitely, especially on the sides. There's nothing supporting it there. Now you can see up in there. Wow. See up in there? Look at that chainsaw. So we were driving through North Fork, Arkansas, making our way back north, and stumbled across these cool historic cabins and everything, and thought we would stop and check it out right quick. It's actually pretty neat. It says it's a Jacob Wolf house, historic site. I don't know who Jacob Wolf is, but we're about to find out. See anything inside. There's an upstairs. Yeah. You can go up there, but I don't think it really does anything.
I'm gonna go up, I think it's probably
No windows.
No, it's a locked door, and then they got a rail up where you can't. I don't know why they just don't block the whole thing off. Other side. That.
I guess this place was built way back when it used to be river boats that take stuff, you know,
Yeah.
freight up the river and stuff way back when. I wonder what they said about that one. They brought that one in.
I can't imagine what it was like when this was the only thing here, and like you said, like in that picture there. Well, a little bit of history there. I'm not going to take too much time studying everything, but pretty cool nonetheless. So we are going to get up the road. We're going to make one stop in Gainesville. An area Jen and I's been to is a little, some little waterfall rapids and stuff we found, and then we'll end it there and make our way home. So we will see you guys there, and that will be back in Missouri.
Looks mighty flooded.
It looks like it's just this little area here too. I'm seeing the bridge up here, and you don't look. All right, guys, we had to flip around there. As you can see, that was flooded. They got a lot more rain up here in Missouri, so we'll have to take Steve and Angie down there another time. So we're gonna make our way back. It's getting close to dark. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. So we're going to bounce off of here, and so as always, keep exploring, and we will see you guys next trip. Thanks.